Welcome to Bad Decision Works. In this build series we are building an 800 kilo, 400 horsepower old Mailtruck from the 60s. In this video we'll see if the car will start, despite of this mess. And in this video I will also sit in this chair and talk a lot and cry. No, that's a joke. I won't cry. But I will talk a lot in this chair. And I also point at these posters. So maybe people with a keen eye already noticed that I've been posting on Instagram and YouTube during office hours. And how is that possible? Because during office hours you have to work, right? You're a developer / programmer. Well, I got fired. So this firing happened not because I was bad at my job or I did something that was not good or anyway. It's the, my employer decided to not invest more time and effort in me for whatever reason. So I've been working at PostNord for 3 years. I've been very happy there. It's a great employer, but unfortunately they run out of money, and then consultants like me are the first to go, which is sad, but that's just the consultant life. So my contract ended 31st of December last year, and afterwards I kind of expected my consultancy agency, the one that's actually my employer, to find me a new assignment, but they didn't want to invest in me for whatever reason, and they fired me right away. Like first workday, got a call, you're fired. And in Europe, normally for employers, it's quite hard to fire employees. Employees are actually quite well protected here in Europe, which is a good thing compared to many other countries in the world. I'm looking at you, America. But there is one loophole that European, well, at least in Sweden, and I know it's the same in Holland and probably all the other countries. So there is one loophole. If a company is not performing very well economically, then they have the right to fire people because, well, if there's no work, they can't keep people and just pay them. If there's no work, then they're definitely going to go bankrupt. So to protect the companies, the employers, there is this rule that you can fire people for redundancy reasons, and that's the reason they used for me. So they can fire people even though they're working well and they're performing well. That's just a loophole. So they can always use that to fire people. So that happened. So this was very unexpected for me, as you can imagine, and also the way they handled doesn't deserve any prizes at all, and I'm still quite angry about it. Maybe you notice it in my voice, but it's I'm trying to leave it behind. So I'm trying to turn this into something positive, and the thing that I've been thinking of for months already, coincidentally, is to start my own business, to revive Bad Decision Works. Not in the way it used to be, so I'm not going to sell lift kits or any car parts online, but I do want to do something for myself and build my own company, my own brand more. So I've been thinking about starting my own company, and well, now this happened and I decided overnight mostly to just jump in the deep and just start doing it. If the safe part in me kind of likes to be a little bit more safe and save up money and everything before starting to do something, but now I'm kind of forced and I'm like, let's just try to make the best of it. Let's go for it. Let's make this happen. So starting my own company, that was the easy choice. Okay, let's do it. But then the hard choice was, what should I do? There is many things I can do. I can even make paintings if I wanted to, but it's that's the thing that everything got stuck on. Is like, what should I do? What skills should I choose to then build a company around? And at one point I kind of realized, do I need to choose one? Can't I just offer me and all the services, all the skills that come with it as a service? So sticker making, 3D scanning, building cars, doing web development, doing design, all the things. Why shouldn't I do all the things? So that's what I did. So I decided, let's start a company. I was kind of scared about the Swedish government, the company part of the government that might not approve me doing all these things that kind of not combine. but they did. So yeah, the company is official now, and I can start doing it. So I'm excited for that. So the one thing that stopped me for choosing a thing is that I didn't want to pin myself on a specific skill or task or job or whatever you want to call it. What I really wanted to have is diversity in my job. So my ideal picture would be like build a website and then the week after do a full livery stickering on a race car or whatever, or build somebody a race car for, well, that will probably take half a year or longer. But yeah, that would be the best thing, like going from back and forth from workshop to computer and out in the world and meet people and do things. That would be the perfect picture for me. So yeah, that's what I decided. And then I hear you guys think like, how is that relevant for this build series and the Tjorven and Bad Decision Works? Well, obviously Bad Decision Works is me, and I am Bad Decision Works, and everything that involves me, well, it is relevant in a way. But also, like the last 2 months since this happened, the 3rd of January, the firing happened. I've been very, very busy trying to get the company up and running. It's a lot of paperwork and everything involved. A lot of figuring out, trying to find a redovisningskantoor, what's it called, an accountant firm. So there is all kinds of, and also we are launching a web shop, like I mentioned before in the previous video. That also takes a lot of time to like set up, make designs, choose the supplier, blah, blah, blah. There's all kinds of things involved. It's not just like, oh, click and here's a website. There's plenty of work going into launching a web shop. So the effect on Tjorven is that, well, now I have no income, or at least not a steady income as before. So I can't put as much budget in the car as I used to do. Hopefully I'll be back on my feet soon and can continue like nothing ever happened. But this might have an effect on the build speed, probably mostly. Luckily I do have a lot of material on hand, so I can continue working on the frame, I can weld stuff, there's all kinds of stuff but like big investments like a fuel tank or whatever, that's stuff that, well, I have to be smart about that and not just waste money and then become a homeless bum. I already look like it, but I don't want to be a bum. So that's it about the unemployment and almost being a bum part. Hopefully I can find a nice assignment. That is still the thing that I'm best at, like development and code. But maybe I can find something else that I can find some proper income from, and then we can all return to normal like nothing ever happened and live happily ever after. Yeah. So one thing I'm going to do is start a web shop, like I mentioned before. And in the web shop will be a lot of designs that are made by me, and they will be available on shirts, sweaters, posters, whatever. So behind me you can already see 3 of the posters. And since we've been working so hard and the web shop is like super fresh, it's still not even finished, the actual shirts I designed are still, well, in the mail, so I can't show them. But I can show them in the screen like this. This is one. And this is also a cool one. This is a cool one. And maybe this. Check out the website. www.baddecision.works. And also make sure to follow me on Instagram, because I will drop some pictures of the new shirts as soon as they arrive in the mail. So this weekend, me and my girlfriend are putting the last effort into the web shop and finalizing product text, design, all kinds of stuff. And next Monday, at exactly 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so 1400 hours, Central European time, the web shop will launch. So you still have 72 hours to go to the web shop, subscribe to the newsletter. If you subscribe to the newsletter, you will get a newsletter on Monday at 2 o'clock with a reminder and a discount code for 20% off the whole web shop. You don't have to be afraid, we're never going to sell your email address. We only will use it to announce new designs and do special discounts like on Black Friday or whatever. It will be a few times a year, max. Okay, that's it about unemployment and a new web shop. Now it's finally time to jump onto the Tjorven and show you what has happened last week. I'm just going to do a quick walk around with the camera in my hand and show you what's relevant. Okay, let's start on this side with the walk around. One of the biggest changes I did to the wiring, it looks like a lot of has changed and I messed up a lot, but that's not completely true. So the biggest change that I made is that I lengthened these wires by adding a plug, a lot of wire, and now it runs all the way up to here to the front and plugs into the relay box that's here. So this is the plug that I extended, the original wiring here. And then it goes to the new wiring. It's all labeled. I'm very sure, I double checked if everything is still in the right, the pinout still correct, and it is, so that's not the problem. So the fuel tank is here, it's hooked up again. The rear tail lights are hooked up. And if I power on the car, this is hard with one hand. Should be good now. So the interior light turns on and then the remote is here, and normally this also works, but well, nothing happens. The lock, unlock, and this yellow button turns on the parking lights, I think they are. So you can like find your car in the dark. And this panic button, nothing works here, so that's kind of weird. I checked the thing, I opened it up. I can show you. Open it up and replace the battery. Cleaned the inside. It was not dirty, but I still cleaned it. I used some contact spray. Well, this should work. And also, if I'm not mistaken, say that the battery runs out, you should always be able to open the door and then start the car without using the remote. So the key is in the ignition now, as you can see. If I turn the key, the vacuum pump turns on, the lights turn on, everything turns on. If I press the emergency light, it turns on. Here it's also working. So the indicators work. Dashboard works. It says there is a brake issue. I should stop. That's easy. Let me turn off this and then try to start. Nothing happens. And since the remote is not doing anything, I suspect the immobilizer, maybe it's the key ring, something that's here that's wrong. I don't know. I have to do some more tests. This wiring stuff, that's the part I've been worried about the most in this project. Can I get everything to work with the original S60 wiring harness? And if everything works now, then I can start to remove stuff, because here still are all the wires that are for the doors and stuff like that. So there is still a lot of wires that I can remove, or at least tidy up and well, put away somewhere. I checked all the fuses. I don't know where to start. Yeah, let me close the car again, sit down for a closing talk. No more talking. So we're nearing the end of this video. So this year started off with a lot of negative feelings and emotions for me. But I do hope this turns around quickly with this burst of energy and positive feelings that I do have, that comes with starting Bad Season Works back up. And I really hope the project and my mental health and, well, my normal health and everything, and nothing will suffer too much from this, everything that's going on. And let's make this a positive thing and keep moving forward. And also don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter to don't miss out on the discount. And for my Swedish viewers and in all countries where you can buy the Bilsport magazine, make sure to buy Bilsport next week, because Tjorven is featured in Bilsport. So that's super cool. I'm super excited about it. I have seen some preview pictures. I haven't had it in my hands yet because, well, I have to go to the store too to buy it. So make sure to buy Bilsport next week. I'm going to continue working on Tjorven and debug the wiring. Hopefully next week I can show you guys a very joyful moment when the car cranks and starts, but no promises there. Keep your fingers crossed. leave something in the comments if you have an idea of what it could be or how I can debug the remote control. So I don't know if the remote's actually sending a signal and I press some of the buttons because nothing happens. Yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions. So leave it in the comments. See you next week. Have a nice weekend.